Okay, hi, my name is Marisol Garcia, and I'm a senior, and I am a varsity cheerleader.
And then my name is Angelica Moreno, and I am also a senior, and I am also a varsity cheerleader.
Thank you guys for being here. How long have you guys been in cheer, and when did you guys start?
I've been in high school cheer for all 4 years, but I did cheer as a little kid, and so I would say maybe I've been doing cheer for like 8 years.
And then I have been cheering for Arvin High School for 3 years, but I have been doing it since elementary school. So like I started third grade, I did it fourth, fifth, sixth. I even tried to go into like competitive cheer a little bit. That was always kind of my dream, going into all-star cheer. And then I came to high school and I was like, oh, I want to try cheer again. So yeah.
Before we even start, or I even ask any questions, do you guys have any questions that you guys want to ask yourself?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Where did you start, like in elementary school? Did you do it like at the school you went to? Or?
Yeah, so in I went to Lamont Elementary School for third grade, and then once you hit third grade, it was kind of like, oh, they kind of introduce you to the sports that Myrtle, like the 4, 5, 6 grades do it. So I was very much introduced to like being a cheerleader, and I just kind of always like loved it. Like you see all the girls like either like holding each other, all the dances, like the arm movements, and I just kind of fell in love with it. So I was like, oh yeah, for sure. When I'm going to Myrtle, I'm definitely gonna try out and do it. And then what about you?
I started in Grizzly Cheer, so it's like, I guess it's like a little thing you can do here in Arvin. So I started that, I would say maybe in like the 4th grade, and then I did it 4th, 5th, and 6th. And I think I started a little bit in 7th, but then COVID hit, so it kind of stopped. And then right before going into high school, I tried out and I made it my freshman year.
Yeah.
Talk to me about cheer, more specifically Arvin cheer. How is like what you guys' relationship is?
I love it. I love being a cheerleader. We're kind of there for everything. We are always cheering for sports. We're at rallies. We are at like almost every single event here at school, trying to really bring the spirit up on campus.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a lot like a sisterhood. We recently just kind of ended our season now that spring is starting. So we had our last practice, and we had a lot of emotions. Lots of traditions that we have here at Arvin, and I think that's something that really makes us stand out from other kinds of high school cheer. We have so many like really like home traditions. Like like every time you come to a football game, you're gonna see these cheerleaders in a high ponytail with a big old bow on their head, and that has been a tradition for several years. It's been a tradition for centuries. There's just so much that goes into like this sisterhood with cheerleaders, and I think it's something that we kind of almost take for granted, and we don't really I don't know how to explain it. It's like when the season ends, we kind of just stop talking until, we go up again. And it's more like, oh, like we should really continue it.
And it's good. Like you have like a month break. So I guess you end like February. You have March off, and then you're back at it again in April. So like all of us, we just know each other all throughout high school. We're nonstop seeing each other. And like she said, with the traditions, like we get a lot of those from our coaches who have been also Arvin High cheerleaders. And I think that's really special because we kind of get to see all of the things that they did that now we get to do.
What are some of the things that you guys have learned within yourself or on cheer throughout your guys' journey?
I would say that I honestly didn't think I could be this type like a social butterfly type of person. Like until I got on the cheer team, I used to be really shy, and I feel like now I've met like some of the greatest people, and I found that I love talking to people. I love being social. I love being at events, and I love everything about my school.
I think one thing for me would be confidence. Coming into my freshman year, like you're like a little baby in high school, and I felt very like almost like I didn't belong, and I felt like there was just something inside of me like that just like needed to be brought out. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to cheer, like let's see how cheer works. And then I just fell in love with like dancing, and I feel like I have enough confidence, starting off my sophomore year to now my senior year, I have enough confidence in myself to say that I'm a pretty good dancer.
Yeah, she is top of every every dance she is the point. She's an amazing dancer.
And I just feel like that one thing kind of really brought out enough confidence in myself for me to be able to kind of love some little part of me and be able to show it and be happy and be prideful in it. You know, there's so much, you know, like you see cheerleaders and you think that they're like the mean girls.
Yeah.
Like some of these cheerleaders are most of like me personally, like I'm so insecure, you know, like we're some of the most insecure people ever. And we think we look stupid out there, I promise you.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, like if you really get to know all of those girls on the team, there's just so many friendships within. And a lot of these girls are truly like some of the nicest people you can ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your guys' positions in cheer. You know, what do you guys do? I heard every person that we've interviewed that are in cheer, there's a flyer, right? Something like that. Whatever. Yeah. What's your guys' positions like?
I'm a flyer. I've been a flyer all 4 years of high school. And I also front spot. Mostly this is my senior year. I did a lot of front spotting. But I love being a flyer. I love being thrown up in the air. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I love it. It's learning a new stunt and feeling like once you hit it perfectly, like your whole pod is just like you feel so
sigh of relief.
Yes,
and
you
finally get it.
Like you feel accomplished.
Yeah. And then I'm the one that throws her in the air. So I'm the base. So in like our stunt group, you have these positions. So obviously you have like the flyer that's up in the air. You have the back spot that's behind her, holding her ankles, and then you have your two main and your secondary bases, and then your front spot in the front, just in case you need a little extra support and stuff. So I've been the main base and secondary base. I've kind of just been switching around. That's what I've been doing for 3 years. And then in my younger days, you know, in elementary school, I kind of floated around everywhere. Like I was a flyer, I was a front spot. I did everything at one point. I feel like I know how to do everything at this point. But yeah, it's just it's really fun. I think that's one of the best things about cheerleading. You know, you just kind of like that stunting is just like it's really hard, and I feel like a lot of people don't really see how hard it is until you see like that we're throwing like 100-pound girls into the air.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and they're just like doing some kind of jump in the air. And it's just insane. So yeah, I'm over here carrying Marisol, and there's just there's a lot of amazing things that come from stunts. And I think this year was definitely a year that I can say that the Arvin High School varsity cheer team was definitely like a stunting team. We were really, really good with our stunts this year.
There's so many girls that can do flips up there, and like you're just at performances, you're just seeing like these tiny little girls being tossed up and down. It's amazing. I love it.
What's your guys' goal? I guess you guys are both seniors. What's your guys' goal after graduation? What colleges do you guys want to go to?
I really want to go to UC Berkeley. Nice. Yes, I'm waiting on the letters, but my major is math and data science, so I'm hoping to go into like data analytics and I'm a math person, so I just really love it.
And then I'm still waiting to hear back from some schools. I think right now my top choice is either UC San Diego or San Diego State University. I've always loved San Diego. I feel like, that city kind of just calls my name. I love San Diego so much. I could talk forever about it. But I do plan on going into either marketing or kind of like film studies. So either like communication, something even like this, like interviewing podcasts. I think this is so fun. And I think I could do this for the rest of my life and I would be so happy with it. But right now my plan is to go into marketing because I really, really like business. I'm such like a business girly. I'm not really into like the law, medicine, anything like that. I'm more like, social media management, anything like that. That's something that has always attracted my name.
What are some of your guys' challenges throughout your guys' season or even your guys' years in high school? What were some of your guys' challenges?
I would say in high school, I think just balancing, like I said, I really like being social. So I put myself in all of these clubs and a lot of positions. And I think sometimes it gets a little difficult to try to balance that with your schoolwork, especially like taking AP and honors classes and like dual enrollment classes. And it just gets difficult sometimes. And then, again, I had, like, the privilege of being varsity captain this year. So I think it's also, like, you're trying to be there for your team, be there in your classes, and then in all of these other extracurriculars you're in. So I would say my biggest challenge would probably be finding a way to manage that and overcoming all of those challenges.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think that even outside of cheer, there's so much that like, you know, me and Marisol even do, you know, together. I feel like we're always seeing each other. We always have we have so many like kind of like extracurricular activities outside of cheer, and we're like, damn, like how do we do it? Like I look at her and I'm like, I don't know how we're doing it. But in cheer, I think that one of the biggest challenges that we kind of face is having to continue even if something doesn't go right. You know, if something's being thrown at us and we don't nail it 100%, that's kind of what we all struggle with. It's more of like that being able to adapt and being able to learn. That kind of process is very, very hard in cheer. There's some girls that, you know, they're perfectionists. They want to get it first try 100%. And if they don't give it their all, you know, they're going to beat themselves up. And I think I could say that I'm definitely one of those people. You know, I always want to be like the best that I possibly can. But, you know, when something just doesn't go right, it's so hard and it's so tiring and it's frustrating. And, you know, I think one of the biggest things that we see is we're trying not to take out our anger on other people. Yeah. And that is one thing that I think it like really like is like such a detriment to us. You just see us like all kind of trying to like go into our Zen mode, like relax. Yeah. Like we have to take like a step outside sometimes, and we're like, nope, like we're okay. We're gonna go back in there and put a smile on our face.
Yeah, especially when it's like a routine or something, and it's like 2 days before your homecoming performance, and your stunts aren't hitting, and you have to switch things like the night before. And I think a lot of that, it's a lot of pressure, especially because you work really hard for it. And I mean, you're performing this in front of like your entire school and then at the football games, and there's just a lot of people watching. And so sometimes it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, stuff can change so fast. I think it was our sophomore year. Yeah. Our homecoming sophomore year. Like this flyer, I don't think she ended up coming. She got sick and we had to change the routine completely. Yes. I'm not even joking, like an hour before we had to perform. Yes. And I wanted to cry so bad.
And then
it was so horrible.
I was doing like, I think too much all at once, and the practice the night before, I had to switch my stunts because I couldn't get it. And it's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
It sounds like we're reliving memories, right? So what are some of your guys' best memories that you guys have had within your guys' season or your guys' high school?
I would say, honestly, that sophomore homecoming. I think my sophomore year homecoming was, I think, one of my favorites. I mean, also my senior year. My senior year homecoming was amazing. But I remember like, as soon as we were struggling a lot with that dance, and as soon as we performed it, and like getting reactions like out loud from the crowd at the football game was just so amazing, and everyone was like really happy, and it, really honestly it felt like our hard work really paid off.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, I think one of my best memories would have to be the night before homecoming. So we have this tradition here at Arvin High with our cheerleaders. Yes. So this year we had six seniors. Yes, 6 seniors on the varsity team. And so every year the senior cheerleaders kind of do a little surprise to our senior football players the day before homecoming. And the night before, we go out like in the middle of the night and we go to their houses and we stake their houses. So we have like, you know, like a little wooden like stake, and then we have like, you know, a little like wooden football with their name, their number, you know, senior 2025, class of 2025, you know, stuff like that. And it's just like that process. It's like when you start off like, you know, your freshman, your sophomore, even your junior year, you're like anticipating to do that.
Like, I can't wait to get there. Yeah.
And like once we were there, I was like, wow, like this, I was watching these girls like 2 years ago, and now this is me now. Yeah. And you know, like it's just like, it's so fun whenever like we're on Marisol's car and we're all driving to the football players' houses and we're knocking on their doors and they come out with like, you know, pajamas and stuff, and we're like, happy homecoming.
Yeah, like it's the night right before like their biggest game, and it's like, maybe we had to drive to Bakersfield, Lamont, and Arvin. So it's like 10:30 in the night, and they're just like opening their door and they're like, hi, like, and we're like, happy homecoming.
Like, smile.
It was really fun, yeah. And then we went to get food, and we were just driving in the middle of the night and like, trying to stake all of their houses.
And then the next morning we wake up at like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning to be here for ASB, ready to go.
Yes.
Nice. What's some inspiration that you guys give to people that want to join cheer, Arvin cheer maybe, or even any other sport? What are some kind of inspiration that you guys have towards them?
I would say, well, first of all, if you're on the fence about it, I would say definitely do it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You don't make the team? Like, okay, like, it's fine. Like, I would say there's so many people that always have, like, that regret. Like, even if it's not cheer, even if it's, like, another sport or any other, like, extracurricular activity, you should always go for it. And I feel like doing these extracurricular activities are the reason why you have such great high school memories. I can definitely say for myself, if I wasn't involved so much, I would probably hate high school. But, I actually like love coming to like these different events, and I love like, being part of sports, clubs, activities, all of that. So I would definitely say to give it your 100% and don't doubt yourself. There's so many people that just doubt themselves, and it's like that fear of like not making it is just going to be like the death of you, and it's just going to stop you from everything. I can definitely say that has happened to me so many times, but you're going to be perfectly okay, and you're going to be fine even if you don't make it. If you don't feel like you're enough, trust me, you are.
Yeah, I would say, I think having good determination. Like, I know someone who tried out for cheer for 3 years in a row and didn't make it, but made it her senior year. And she honestly, like, you can see the determination in her, and she wasn't afraid to keep trying. And I think that's really important, for you to give it your all. And even if you don't make it, it's okay to try again. Like, there's no reason for you to like doubt yourself and not want to keep going. And I think that's what like is really important. I loved that people show their determination even if they face challenges and that sets them back. They don't give up on what they want.
Last question is, who or what are the things that you guys would like to thank for the journey that you guys are on? A lot of people have said their parents, their coaches, maybe even some specific parent or coach, or even an athlete too. Who are the things that you guys want to thank?
I honestly, my coaches. I've had, obviously, like, throughout your years, you have different coaches who come and go, and overall, like, those cheer coaches pushed me to be my best. They knew that I could do what I was able to do. They had faith in me. They knew that I would be a good person to help lead their team with them. Like, they honestly really helped me a lot throughout high school, and I would say if it wasn't for them, I feel like I wouldn't be able to be where I am. And as well, like with my parents, being in cheer takes a lot of time, and them having faith in me to letting me like go and be at practices super late at night and being at games till like 10:30 in the night. Like, especially when you're like at away games and you're getting home really late. Like, they believed in me, and I think that's what really kept me going.
Yeah, definitely my parents. I mean, kudos to them for letting me stay out until like 11 p.m. sometimes and coming to some of my games, even though, like, you don't really think about going to a football game to see a cheerleader, and like my parents were always over here. My dad was always, waving his arms at me. I love my dad so much. But definitely my coaches. I love my coaches to death. They are so sweet, and I will forever have a piece of them in my heart. But I would say that another thank you that I want to give would honestly be the team. I think that there's so much like support within the team, and it just kind of like pushes you to be the best, and it just pushes you to be so happy. There are so many times where I felt like I wasn't welcome on the team, and there's just like, certain girls that just, like they don't care, and they're going to like go up to you and they're going to make you feel like you are the best, like, like you're the lightest in the room, you are like the prettiest girl ever, like there's so many compliments and support, we're all just we're all just like little girls again, kind of just running around in uniform.
It's like, it has a really big sisterhood. There's a lot of friendships within the team.
Yeah.
Any last words that you guys want to, throw at the audience, maybe even people that are watching or something like that, even maybe your future self or something?
Nope.
Any last words?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for what the future holds. I feel like I definitely see myself maybe continuing this, but I guess like it's whatever the future holds. And for like those watching, I think you should really just give it your all for anything you do, and I swear it won't go unnoticed.
Yeah, definitely to like everybody watching, I would say I'm going to be a little defensive, but I would say, think twice when you reconsider what you're thinking about cheer. I can't tell you how many times I go to my friends and I'm like, I'm so sore, like I was just like tossing Marisol up, and they're like, you don't do anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I promise you, we do a lot of work. Like, and I can't tell you how many times, you know, people ask me, is cheer even a sport? I'm just gonna shut up, you know? Like, I don't want to fight anybody, but, you know, when you see girls being tossed up, like, you know,
or like being out here on these bleachers in the sun and the middle of the summer,
yeah,
like,
and they're like over here and like straddles like all the way down, and
like
they're
going up these
forced
stairs.
to do the splits. You know, like, can you do the splits? Like, I don't think so. And it's just kind of tiring, you know, like hearing it over and over again that we kind of do nothing when there's a lot of things that kind of go unnoticed and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I feel like even on campus, like, I feel like you genuinely see us everywhere. Like, we're there, any event they want us to be at. Like, we're here practicing in the field. Like I said, in the middle of the summer, it's hot. You're out on the track, like, doing things over and over and over. And I swear it's a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely what Marisol said, I would love to, you know, continue this in the future. I can definitely see myself, definitely, if not cheering for like a college or anything, coaching. You know, I would love to even like, you know, come back, maybe not to Arvin, you know, maybe somewhere else, but like, you know, coming back to cheer some kind of team. You know, I'm always going to have a special part in my heart for cheer. It's been with me for as long as I can remember. And I'm never going to stop being a cheerleader.
Okay, thank you for watching. This is Chamba Sports. And make sure to like and subscribe.